And this is the question that I got over the email. This is the only question I've got left, so I'm going to move on after this. And I think we went over one like this, but I'll go over it again. I don't mind going over it twice. I'm still looking for anybody that, okay. A large waterfall is managed so that a minimum of 180 cubic feet of water per second. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write that as 150. Let me get my, well, let's try that again. There we go. Well, I didn't mean for that to happen. All right. A large waterfall is managed so that 180,000 cubic feet per 1 second is flowing over the waterfall. Find the minimum amount of water that will flow over the falls in a 24-hour period. Right now we got seconds, so we're going to have to put seconds on top to minutes, and then minutes to hours, and then 24 hours over 1. And 60 minutes is in 1 hour, and 60 seconds is in 1 minute. So that's the unit conversion. And the reason I knew to set it up that way was because you can only cancel diagonally, and that's why I put the minutes and seconds diagonal from each other, and the hours cancel, and you're left with cubic feet of water. Now we just use scientific notation. Now you don't have to use whatever you want to, but this is a scientific notation section. So that's 1.8 times 10 to the 5th over 1 times 6.0 times 10 to the 1st over 1 times 6.0 times 10 to the 1st over 1 times 2.4 times 10 to the 1st over 1. Of course, everything's over 1, so you can pretty much do away with the fractions. And that's going to be 1.8 times 36 times 2.4 times 10, 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So I don't have my calculator, but I'll pull it out right quick. So pull out our calculator. And that's going to be 1.8 times 3.6 times 2.4. I'm sorry, times 36 times 2.4. And that's going to give us 155.52. 155.52 times 10. Sorry, hold on, let me get my stuff back. Well, that's not what I wanted. There. Okay, so that's 155.52 times 10 to the 8th power. Well, I've got to move this decimal 1, 2, so that's 1.5552 times 10 to the 8 blank 2. And I got to move this in my head to get it to the right, so that's going to be a plus. So it's the final answer in scientific notation. times 10 to the 10th power. Now let's see what the directions say. I think it says scientific notation. Yep. It says, I don't see anything that says round, so I'm going to do 1.5552 shift 8, 10, shift up, 10th power. Fantastic. And that's how you do that problem. Question on that one? I don't see anybody else joining the class. I wonder if Miss Hatton's okay. I hope she's not sick. She may be working. Okay. All right, so that's the last question of chapter 5 that I've got on the notes. So we're going to move on into the next section. I'll delete that one. I don't see any others. So let's move on. So what about algebra? Well, algebra is something that some people love and some people hate. But the first thing you have to get down is order of operation. This is the state of South Carolina. Don't laugh at my drawing. This is Clemson. And this is Columbia. Three guys, three Clemson students, leave Clemson to go to the USC football game, Clemson USC football game. They get down to Clemson or Columbia, and they got to get a hotel room. So they get a hotel room, and it's $30 a night. That's $10 a piece for each one of them. So they pay for the room, and they get freshened up. And while they're in the room, the guy down at the lobby says, "Oh gosh, I gave them the room over the dumpster. All right, the room's only $25. So he needs to give them $5 back." So his grandson, is there in the room in the lobby, and he says, "Go up to room 225 and give them boys back $5. Little boy goes up the stairs, and he says, "Wait a minute, how am I going to give three guys $5? So he runs back down the stairs, and he asks his granddaddy to give him 5 $1 bills. So he heads back up the stairs, and he says, "How am I going to give 5 $1 bills to three guys?" So he didn't want to bother his grandfather again, so he just put 2 in his pocket. So he gave each one of them $1. So in essence, they paid $9 for the room, right? 9 times 3 is 27, plus the 2 in his pocket is 29. Where's the missing dollar? Now this is where y'all supposed to interact with me. I know you don't want to because you're weaned on a pickle, but where's the missing dollar? Got 2 in his pocket. You gave him each one back. That's 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Where's the missing dollar? I'll just sit here and wait for y'all to interact with me. Interact means I have no clue. That you can say that. You could say, I don't understand the question. You could say, oh, I know the question. I invented it. So say something.
I have no clue.
You have no clue. Mr. Ferguson says he has no clue. Thank you for the interaction, Mr. Ferguson. I appreciate that.
No problem.
We know Mr. Ferguson's not weaned on a pickle. Anybody else got any input?
I'm not sure either.
You're not sure either. Thank you, Mr. Brickman. Anybody else want to say something? Well, I guess I can rejoice over 2 people interacting with me. Nobody's going to say that the kid dropped it or the kid ate it or, nobody's going to say that. That's usually what some people say. Okay, y'all settle down. What did I do right here? I subtracted before I multiplied. You can't do that. I subtracted and then I multiplied. You can't do that. That's how I got these numbers to do what they did. If you take 30 and minus 5, you get $5. Period. There is no missing dollar. Okay? This is a little riddle or a little whatever you want to call it. It's based on order of operations. Such as this. If I give you 4 divided by 2 multiplied by 6, then that's going to give me 12. Okay? If you follow the age-old, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, you're going to do 2 times 6, and that's 12, and 4 divided by 12 is 1/3. Which one's the correct answer? Well, the correct answer, and I'll put it in green, the correct answer is 12. Well, Hubert, that goes against what I was taught 100 years ago. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Well, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is only good some of the time. It's only good about 90% of the time. Well, what about the other 10% of the time? Well, the other 10% of the time is where students mess up. And this one is one of those problems. So, what the heck do you do? Well, you try to remember if something is brother or sister. In mathematics, we got those 2 operations, and we've got these 2 operations. Now, somebody tell me why I put these together and these together. Why didn't I put addition with division or subtraction with multiplication or addition with multiplication or subtraction with, why did I put these 2 together? Does anybody want to take a stab at it?
Because they're like opposite actions of each other.
They undo each other. They're opposite operations. They undo each other. In other words, they argue all the time. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. And so on. In other words, they undo each other. And technically, you could say they argue all the time, or they're opposites. Name me two family members by blood that are opposite of each other. Well, there's only one, because wife and husband, they're not blood.
Me and my brother are opposite.
Okay. Brother and sister are siblings. If you got siblings, meaning that you fuss and fight all the time, or you're opposite each other, you go left to right. Example, 4 plus 6 minus 2. You go left to right. 5 minus 3 plus 7. You go left to right. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 minus 2 is 12. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 plus 7 is 9. Same thing down here. 4 divided by 6 times 2. And let's see, I'll go the opposite direction. 3 times 2 divided by 3. So here, read left to right. 4 divided by 6 is 4/6, which is 2/3, times 2 over 1 is equal to 4/3. Three times 2 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So if you have a mathematical sentence in front of you, and you have at least two numbers together in a row, and they're brother and sister, then you go left to right. Well, what if you have a mixture of the two? Well, if you have a mixture of siblings, that's what I call cousins. And cousins go to Aunt Sally's house. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So now you know how to do order of operations. Now, a lot of you say, well, I just use please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Well, if you use please excuse my dear Aunt Sally 100% of the time, then 1 out of every 10 problems you're going to miss. Because 10% to 20% of your mathematical problems are brother and sister, or siblings, and you just go left to right. And I guarantee you there's somebody in this room that didn't know that, and they thought you used please excuse my dear Aunt Sally 100% of the time. I guarantee you one of y'all thought that or was taught that, and that's wrong. Okay. Yes, sir, Mr. Henry. Did you have a question?
I think he was raising his hand to say that he was taught that. I could be wrong.
Oh, well, yeah. A lot of people were taught that.
Me
All
too,
you got to
actually.
use, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. No, that's not true. I actually had a student one time say, she was just trying to be smart alecky. She said, Mr. McClure, I don't understand what you're talking about. I've never heard of please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, but I was taught PEMDAS. Well, whatever. That woman's probably still not married today because nobody wants to marry somebody like that. I had PEMDAS. Whatever. PEMDAS. It's the same thing. She wanted to make a big issue out of it. Why do people like that? I don't understand.
I don't know. It's just
Listen,
weird.
Don't ever marry somebody like that. There's Miss Hatton. Where were you at, Miss Hatton?
I had a lab. I had a lab this morning at 8:30 to 11:30.
Well, I tell you what. You tell that lab person that there would not be science. There would be no science if there wasn't for math. Okay, and you tell them you had to get to your math class.
I would tell them that.
What science is it?
No, it's for early child education. I had to go to a center this morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we had a test and you failed, so you got a 0. Yeah, I know. You're supposed to have fits now and go into all kind of hysterics. So don't forget to do that.
I probably can make it up.
Okay. All right. So now let's do a couple of examples. 2 minus 3 plus 7. And 2 minus 3 plus 7. Now I want you to apply, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, to this one. And brother and sister to this one. So brother and sister, you go left to right. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, you got to do addition first. So left to right, 2 minus 3 is -1, plus 7 is 6, which is the correct answer. -3 plus 7 is what? 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. And that's the correct answer. But not all the time is this one going to come out to be correct. Okay, let's do another one. I'll show you. Sometimes they come out to be correct. Sometimes they don't. Next. 2 divided by 3 plus 6. 2 divided by 3 plus 6. Brother and sister. And please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, do that one. Give y'all a minute to do that one. Or less than a minute. Whenever my computer says it's 11:46. Oh, I don't know what it is about this class. I just start yawning whenever. Maybe it's just time of day. I don't know what it is. It's the Russians. I had a Hannibal Lecter weekend marathon this weekend. I watched all 5 Hannibal Lecter movies this weekend. I love movies, especially horror, suspense, horror. Any Hannibal Lecter fans out there? Say again?
Is that the movie about like the serial killer?
Yeah. Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Who played Thor's daddy. You know, what's his name? Odin?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It's a good movie. It's a good series of movies. But you got to watch them in order. And I would, if I watched them in order, I would probably watch them in the order of, let's see, I would watch them in the order of Hannibal Rising, and then Manhunter, and Red Dragon. Now those two are about the same. Manhunter was written in 1980, was filmed in 1980 or 86, 1980. And Red Dragon was done like in 2001, and it's the same movie. Red Dragon is a remake of Manhunter. And then Silence of the Lambs, and then Hannibal. That's the order you need to watch them.
I have to check them out. I'm not a big horror movie guy. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like
this is not horror. This is more like suspense / mystery. I mean, the only horror is, the blood. Every once in a while, you see blood splatter on the wall and stuff like that. But it's not scary horror. It's more like gory horror. Not gory, just blood. But that's the order you need to watch it in.
I'll check them out.
Yeah, it's a good series. All right. So 2 divided by 3 is 2/3 plus 6/1. 2/3 plus 18/3 is equal to 20/3. And that is the correct answer. Here, that's supposed to be multiplying. Shoot. Okay. That's supposed to be multiplication. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be multiplication. Just throw that paper away because it's supposed to be multiplication. Shoot, I messed up the whole thing. Let me start over. 2 divided by 3 times 6. 2 divided by 3 times 6. Left to right, 2/3 times 6/1. The 3 will cancel here. 2 times 2 is 4. And that is the correct answer. Here, 3 divided by 6 is 1/2. 2 divided by 3/6 is 2 divided by 1/2, which is 2. This is not supposed to work. This is not supposed to work. It's supposed to, I've hit 2 that are coincide. Most of the time this doesn't work because 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. And again, this one came out to be correct. But some of the times that doesn't work. That's really weird. I've never had 2. I've never done 2 examples and they both come out to be true. But they're not always going to happen that way. I'm going to do another one. 2 divided by 4 multiplied by 6. 2 divided by 4 multiplied by 6. Here we get 2 divided by 4 multiplied by 6. And you can take that down to 1/2 multiplied by 6. And that's equal to 3. 4 times 6 is 24. 2 divided by 24. There we go. Is 1/12. So as you can see, you can't depend on, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, all the time. If you have a sentence, a mathematical sentence, and the 2 operations are brother and sister, then you do it left to right. Now let's do some that are not left to right. I'd like to go to the section of homework. I want to see if I can pull up a multi-step question on the homework. And of course, I don't have it up, but I did have it up. I know I had it up. Where is it? There it is. Let me go to assignments. And let me go ahead and load up assignment manager. Let me go ahead and assign 6.1 today. 6.1 edit. I'm going to change that date. I don't know why these things say 6/18. Let me change that for y'all. Today that's 2016. I don't know why whatever. Let's see, we're in September, right? Today is the 14th at 8 a.m. And just saving the sign. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go to the homework now. Main menu, assignments.
The homework's due today, ain't it?
I think so.
5.1.
Yeah, there it is. 9:14 right there.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Yep, and this is 6.1. I'm going to show you a test question, and you should be able to do it. Let's see, where's the one I'm looking for? Okay, I guess they're not going to have it. That's not what I'm looking for. Actually, y'all had them in the last section of homework, but I'm going to go to chapter contents, and I'm going to go to hold on. I don't know why this book goes table of contents 6.1. That's not what I want. This is not helping me out. Give me a second. I don't know why this. I don't understand why it's doing what it's doing. Okay, chapter contents. I want to go to chapter contents. And oh, I see. I'm picking the wrong. They changed this format. 6.1. There we go. And study plan. I'm looking for a question that I know is on the test, and I want to show you, because if you can do that question, you can pretty much do, I just hit the wrong button again. You can pretty much do any question I give you. Now, there is 2 words I want you to make sure you understand. If you see this word in the directions, okay, write this down because this will help you on a standardized test. When you see the word evaluate, that means plug and what? Plug and chug. Now, I know somebody in here has heard of plug and chug before. What does plug and chug mean?
I mean, it sounds familiar. I just can't.
That's fine. Anybody? Plug and chug. I have had some cereal. I would kill I bought some. I've bought some cereal that was just nasty. I'm sorry, but there are some cereals out there I would destroy. I guess I would be a serial killer.
What's the best cereal? What's your favorite
Oh,
cereal?
the best cereal. I would say the best cereal is probably Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles. Okay, I can respect that.
I was literally just about to say that.
Yeah, because it makes the best chocolate milk. Close second would be chocolate Frosted Flakes, but it doesn't make as good chocolate milk as the Cocoa Pebbles makes.
I'm more of a Captain Crunch guy. That's my
Oh
favorite.
yeah, I never did get into Captain Crunch. Never. I never did like Captain Crunch. Now I do like I tell you what's good, and I love it, and I try not to eat it. Take dang old chocolate Cheerios, dang old chocolate syrup on chocolate Cheerios. That's good. Okay.
Like a Cheerios guy.
Well, I have to eat the chocolate ones or the honey nut. That's about it.
That's pretty good.
All right. Plug and chug means plug in the numbers and chug out the arithmetic. That's an old term right there. That's old professors used to say that at Clemson. Okay. I have to say Clemson because if I say Clemson, the way everybody pronounces it, then I'm a dumb white racist Southerner. Okay, and I can't say that. I can't say Clemson. I have to say Clemson, like the ESPN announcers say Clemson. Have y'all ever noticed that?
Yeah, it's always been a little. I was like, I always hear it. I'm like, why? Just say
They
it.
will not say Clemson. They'll say Clemson, and they sound really stupid when they say it like that. But anyway, all right. Determine. Determine is another word that you're going to see in the directions on a standardized test and my test. Well, then what's the difference in this one and that one? You still use plug and chug. Then what's the difference? Determine is going to ask you if something is true or not at the end. Like 5 is equal to 5. Or B is equal to B. Or -3 is equal to -3. If it's true, like these three, then you have a solution. If it's not true, then that means there is no solution. If you come out with 4 is equal to 8, then that is not a solution. You will see this on a standardized test. Okay? Evaluate means plug and chug and you get a number. In other words, you get a number like 5 and that's your answer. Determine, they give you the numbers you plug and chug, and then either you're going to get a true statement or you're going to get an untrue statement. 4 is not equal to 8. True, not true. Well, actually, this is not true. This is true, but this is not true. I just drew that mark. This is not true. This is a contradiction. You'll see this later. This is identity. Okay, you're going to see those two words later on. Not in this unit, I don't think. Yeah, you will. You'll probably see it in this unit, but anyway. The worst cereal is that cereal called grape nuts. Have y'all ever eaten grape nuts?
I have not.
It's like eating a horse feed. I don't understand. I do not, and I have tried to eat it like 2 or 3 times. And I said, well, maybe I didn't. And then I had somebody say, you need to put it in the microwave. No. Hubie don't microwave his milk, okay? I haven't been able to hear you at all, and I don't know why. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, it's perfect for me.
Okay, Mr. Hubbard, let me throw you out of the class, and I'll bring you back in. How about that? I'll try that. I'm gonna, well, I don't know how to throw them out of the class. Go ahead and leave the classroom, Mr. Hubbard, and I'll bring you back in. Let's see. When is he gonna leave?
Well, he probably can't hear you
Oh, he can't
to
hear
say
me.
that.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, hold on. I didn't think about that. I suck. Leave the class and I'll bring you back in. That usually works with stuff like that. Let's see if he leaves. Okay, he hasn't left yet. He's still there. Well, class will be over in like 10 minutes, but go ahead. I still see him there, but we'll go ahead and you don't remind me to try to bring him in another minute or two. Okay, there he went. He left. Let's give him a minute to bring his computer back up, and then at 12:05 I'll bring him back in. All right, so let's do an example of one of those that I just showed you. And the reason I'm going to do one is because you're going to see them on a standardized test. So let me find one. There's one right there. Well, that's too easy. There we go. Evaluate. There's the evaluate right there. So evaluate. I'll write the whole thing down. Evaluate, and then I'll put it up on a board. Evaluate, and I'm going to the algebraic expression for the given value. For the given value. And they give us x squared minus 5x plus 4, and x is equal to 7. So when you see the word evaluate, you just say that's a BA set of parentheses wherever there's an x. So I'm going to rewrite my equation with a big set of parentheses. And then what I do, let me see if he's here.
I'm here. I just got back in.
Oh, did you just hit join?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I forget. Y'all can see that. I don't know what y'all see. All right. So we'll plug in a 7 and a 7. And 7 would be 49 minus 35 plus 4. Brother and sister, go left to right. 49 minus 35, I have no idea. 14, maybe. 14 plus 4 is 18. That is evaluate. And you will see that on a standardized test. Well, then what's the difference between evaluate and determine? Well, evaluate looks like that, 18. Feel good about ourselves. Next, let's find a determinant. There's the determinant. And I'm going to draw that, and then we're going to shut her down after that. Determine if a solution. Determine if a solution. I'm ad-libbing. I'm not going to write all that. Determine, we got a negative x squared plus 8x plus 7 equals 23, and x is equal to 3. So we're going to take our handy dandy pink highlighter, and I'm going to draw a big set of parentheses and a big set of parentheses, and I'm going to put a negative here and a square there and an 8 there and a 7 there and a 23 there. And then I'm going to plug in what? 3. 3 squared is 9 with a negative out front. That's negative 9. Plus 24 plus 7. Negative 9 plus 24. You owe $9 and you got 24 in your pocket. Well, you pay that 9, you're going to be left with what? 15? Yes, Hubert. 15 plus 7 is equal to 23. I believe that's true. Somebody check. No? I believe that's 22, isn't it? Somebody check my math, please.
You said 15 plus 7?
Yeah.
It's 22.
Yeah. So, is 3 a solution to this problem? Yes or no?
No.
Well, is 22 and 23 the same?
No.
Hold on just a second. Somebody was calling me. It's not the same. So if it's not the same, is it a solution?
Nope.
It's not.
It's a good ringtone, by the way.
What? Yeah.
That's a great ringtone.
Oh yeah, I've had it for years. My favorite band is Leonard Skinner and 38 Special and Eagles.
Same ringtone.
Okay, so this is not true. So this is not a solution. 3 is not a solution to the equation. Okay, so determine if 3 is a solution. No, it is not, because it gave me an error. All right, and that is 4.1. So I'm going to call it off right now and say, turn off the recorder